long time since I've done any kind of channel video here. So this morning was just able to get version 12.5.2.1 on FSD, which is 2024-27-10. So we're gonna see how he does on this trip. We're gonna be getting on the freeway here. It's definitely nice, smooth merging. This is the third trip using this. The other two trips were just trying to get an idea if there were any issues based on this, and the previous version of 12.3.6 that I had, which I've been on since June, July. It's been a long time for Hardware 3 being updated. And on the first attempt that I was doing, it still didn't get the dips in the road that they do here for storm drains. Some of the intersections have very big, deep drops in the road going through the intersection to flush water because it's cheaper than building a drain. But with the front of the car, if you go too fast, it's going to hit, and you have to go a little slow, especially with myself because I have a front lip on the car. I've already got it half demolished from previous trips using it, which it's still holding on, but it definitely needs to be replaced. So we're going to be getting onto the 60 freeway here in Southern California. This will be the first time that I will be getting on the freeway on 12.5.2.1. I'm hoping now that I'm on this version of it, it doesn't take long to get 12.5.4 that seems to be going around, but you never know. And also stay on X. Split for Hardware 3. But why else would you create the images for Hardware 3 and 4? But it's all just rumors of what that discovery could mean, so I'm not going to talk about that. That light there, the light needs to start changing to amber, and the car did stop, was starting to slow down and brake, but I intervened just for myself and changed to green because I didn't want to wait for the light again. The car did the correct thing and started to stop. Preferably want to get out into those faster lanes because this is semi-hell on this side of the 60 freeway heading eastbound, going towards Ontario, Riverside. For those that know the area, you'll understand. Which is why I've pushed that speed up, because I wanted to move. See, let me get it into assertive right there. That may help the cause. on the top there, changing lanes to get into a faster lane. And oh, there's a car close. No, there we go. Sorry, last second. Now make the lane change. There you go. Ooh, no, it's gonna go over into that other lane. That's not good. Car merging lanes on the freeway and attempting to cross into the second lane with a car on the left-hand side. I'm going to manually get over into this lane and then let it take over. Okay. So, on one side I do like that he was trying to get over and cross into the next lane in a continuous motion, but it's like he didn't see that the car was there in that lane, and that just made me that little bit uncomfortable. I would have liked a bigger gap, but again, it's apples and oranges. It's like you can't have one thing and then start complaining about it when you've asked for it, in my opinion. So again, that was number 4 lane. Blinker came on to go into the number 3 lane, and then, unless it was mistaken because the lane was turning, it wanted to go into the number 2 lane, which is the fast lane by the carpool lane, and it did not see the car, or I don't know. But I did have to intervene and slow down. And that was right after the incident with the car merging from the number 1 to the number 2, number 5 to number 4 lane, where there was a car there and then it bailed on the move. The car backed off, and then the car eventually moved over. Again, this is the first time using 12.521 on the interstate. Any version of 12.5, to be frank with it, because I'm coming from 12.3.6. Hopefully it's not too bad in the shade. It's sunny out, and actually hopefully you can hear me. My microphones stopped working. I'm waiting for new ones to be delivered. May just end up going to Best Buy and buying a pair. Might actually be faster than just return the other ones. Freeway, Highway 60 East, we will be going onto the Interstate 15 northbound. That is an extremely busy freeway. When we get closer to that, the width of the actual 60 freeway is about 8 lanes. So hopefully it merges across in time. I know on previous builds, it seems like it's going to wait to the very last minute and then it's going to just give up because it's not going to make it in time. And if I miss this exit for that freeway, it isn't going to be fun. Thankfully there's an exit after it, but about a mile or so longer, and just the amount of traffic right now will be terrible. rush hour is no longer an hour, it's a rush afternoon. Seems like rush hour now around this area runs from 2 to 7. It's crazy how much traffic there is. And if you just look on the bright side, and you'll be thankful that I'm not in the city of LA, because the rush hours all day long. I don't think I've ever been to LA and it's not busy on the freeways. So far it's smooth. And we've just been stuck in this lane. Not much going on. So far, I'm surprised that it hasn't started wanting to go into the carpool lane. I don't know if I have that option off or if it's on. But it hasn't asked yet, and it is moving faster. But with being only a single person, I don't want to get a ticket. One time I let the car go over, I'll probably end up running into a cop. Speak of the devil, there's one right there on the right. We shall see. Car hitting on the brakes there. This version is supposed to be smoother, more human-like. On the city streets, it is more smoother. I'll give it that. From what I've tested, which just been a few miles. In my experience, I haven't had as much success with FSD on the freeways and traffic like this. My experience is always more on edge than other people claim it is. To see also, I do have a cracked windshield from a wonderful cement truck. No, I'm just kidding. It was actually from somebody that was impatient and decided to drive on the shoulder of the freeway. Drove over some remains of an accident and flew a piece of metal onto the highway, bounced along, bounced up, hit the hood, and then hit the windshield and smashed it. Actually looked like a piece of transmission. Alright, so we're in the third lane. He knows we have to get over, getting over into the fourth lane. It's smooth. Needs to get over because new lanes are going to start appearing right here. 2 new lanes. And we have to get over into that first closest lane of those 2 lanes. Now That semi's going over. It needs to. Come on, there you go. Make the move. Okay. Nice. One more. Let's see. Let's get in front of that pickup truck. Speeds up. Goes to get over. Nice. Yeah, that was smooth. I like that. I'm not going to interrupt this choice, but whenever anybody from Tesla listens, we can program it for this specific area. The fastest lane to get around this is to be on the right-hand lane, not the left-hand lane. The left lane is much slower. The semis stick to this lane, it seems. All the slow drivers, even though it's an overtaking lane on the left, everybody's on the right that's overtaking. But again, I'm not going to interrupt it. Just let it do its thing. Thought process, if you interrupt it, take over whatever you're doing, then it's got to recalculate everything that it's already done and it's thinking ahead. Yeah. Okay, I was looking at all these objects and all of a sudden you take over. Car was in blue there. I wonder why the car was in blue. Why was it looking at that particular car? Because in city driving too. See that there's another blue. It's looking at those cars. That's interesting. Is it thinking about overtaking the semi? Is it checking those cars for speed? See how fast they're actually going before it makes a maneuver? Just going back, on the first and second run that I did in city, came to four-way stops, none of the cars would be blue to show that they were priority, or they were gonna go first. Whereas previous version it was doing that, but they all stayed white on this first two attempts. See, the car knows that lane's going faster, but it's sticking to its guns. Whatever the reason may be, it's staying here. It knows something. This is the ramp merges into one and then merges into the freeway as the lane ends. So this right lane here is about to end by merging into the one I'm in, and then this one is going to merge into the lane on the left on the 15. So let's see how he's going to handle this, because that's, oh, no, it was going to go left, what's it doing? Okay, disengaged. Not sure what happened there. it was going to go right, then it saw the semi, and it wanted to go into the faster lane. But it did put the blinker on to go left, not to go right. If I already saw that correctly, I'll have to go back into the video and look. So interesting there. And I don't know if I disengaged before the car disengaged itself. So I can't comment on that. I'll put a little pop-up on the screen. See how that went. Sometimes I wish at the top it would tell you what it plans on doing next. I mean, and I don't mean the messages it says turning left to get into a faster lane, etc. Things like that. Just kind of giving you an insight of what it's thinking. This lane's about to merge into that other lane right now. That was a disengagement of mine. He wasn't sure if he wanted to go into the lane or not. Left lane, right lane, I don't know. People are going to be wondering what the hell is going on. That's funny, there's a Model 3 Highland behind me. I disengaged because that car let me go. Assertive, a little bit too assertive, and it's not deciding if it wants to do it or not. Sometimes I wish I had the little camera button on top so I could push it so they could see. I'll have to make that into a YouTube shot. But he just wasn't sure. Does it want to go? Does it not? 2 or 3 times it went to the left, then went back to the right. Left, and the right. So. Interesting situation. It is a difficult section of the freeway though, so I mean it did its best. This section of the freeway, if it attempts to go into the other lanes, I'm gonna disengage. Just because this is the faster lane to go into, even right now. It's looks like the slower lane. Further up here we have 10 freeway that's going east-west, and both sides of that are merging on the right hand side together, and it just creates a backlog of vehicles. It's definitely one of the worst areas. Also on this part of the freeway, we do get a lot of bikers coming through here that are allowed to split the lane. I haven't had any yet, but it'll be interesting to see if it does better on that and moves over. Sometimes I wish there was an option where if you're in the number one lane, you can move over the car so it hugs the left just a little bit more. Just so it allows bikers to go through. Stretch of the freeway. Definitely boring. Sometimes the open fields in the Midwest, going through Kansas, where there's nothing, would be more interesting than this. buildings and stuff to look at. Just the slow traffic takes forever. That doesn't help. People try to look at what's going on the other side of the freeway with an accident. Looks like a cow's blown out. Hopefully everybody is okay on that side. Shame, because they're going to have to come back that way. Back into the 60s. Max speed is set for 75. The blue warning. Hoping that would have been gone by now, but that's not an option for me. This version doesn't even have ASS. Hopefully Advanced Summon is coming to Hardware 3. I don't see why it wouldn't, as soon as they got regular Summon. Definitely pops up more telling me to pay attention and keep up. traffic intensifies as most of this is going up towards Vegas in the high desert. So it becomes a clogged artery. See if the car can read the traffic and see when it starts the process of merging to get over into that number 4 lane. Speed. Well, there's a car right there. So we can't do that. We're gonna let the car through. Just as we're even talking about it, it decides then was the time. It's moving over. That new lane that just got made. Let's blinker on, speeds up. It's over. Now let's see how it's going to handle this wonderful intersection. See if it shows the cars. It's not particularly this intersection, it's the one after this. This one over here. Cars that are turning left, that semi, they're already moving over into the yellow lane. I can't go, I have nowhere to go. What is the car gonna do? Yeah. And it's waiting. I mean, that did pretty good at handling that, to be honest. It didn't go all the way down and then realize it's got to go left. It knew that these cars were going left, and so it stopped. Even though it meant going across the yellow line, putting itself in danger from possibly being hit behind, it just stopped there, stayed in the lane, because there was nowhere else to go. So, well done there on that one. Okay, see, look, again, the cars are not showing up blue anymore, which is really interesting. So that feature has been taken away to save on data, bandwidth. I don't know, there's something in the road. Gonna go straight over it. It's gonna go into the right lane, which is strange because we're gonna be going left. This lane ends up merging back left. So I'm just gonna pull it over. Next turn is on a right hand turn. The road goes to the right, I should say. Then we gotta go on an angle so we can turn left. It's a yield. The other side has right of way, obviously, but trying to go faster than Max. But if there's nobody there, we could just go. But it's all about knowing if this car's coming up, because you don't want to go when there's somebody coming, because you're going to get hit. You can't go faster than this. It's not wanting to go faster than 46. So it feels a little off. I'm almost there. I'm not going to push on the gas. Right, there's nobody coming yet. Don't slow down. Go. Push it on the gas there. There's no reason for it to stop right there. It should have just kept going. At the yield sign, car should have kept going as there was no oncoming traffic. Let's get that sent to him. Next left turn, it's a blind left turn. But the people behind you are not paying attention, they're going to hit you. You have to slow down. The blinker needs to be on early. Thankfully behind me they're turning too. I would have had my blinker on a lot sooner than that. Now he needs to go, it's taking too long. Push on the gas. The car's fault, it's doing what it's supposed to there, it's taking too long to go. Okay, so all previous builds coming up on this next stop, it's a 4-way stop. Left lane goes straight up, turns left, right lane is right. Every version goes to the right and then realizes they need to go left so they can continue. Let's see if this version does the same. There's a car behind me, so if it goes right, it's gonna think I'm turning right. And no! Look at that. Wow. I just checked the box on that one. Wonderful. Every version before that has not done that. That's great. People must be getting annoyed by me now behind me, but oh well. It's a school zone. They shouldn't be going fast anyway. It's going to turn into the bus lot, so. Alright. Well, that's going to be everything now. I'm going to call it the end of the video for the day. Appreciate y'all watching. Stay tuned. The next video, do some more testing on this version, and have a great day.